Welcome to Module 7 of the Staging and Selling Cycle, Phase 4, plus the staged home sites and resources for accredited staging partner real estate agents, accredited staging assistants, and accredited staging professional, home staging business professionals. We've gone through a lot throughout the process. This is the last module, so hopefully you've learned a lot so far, and we're going to complete the staging and selling cycle and then get into some resources for you. So phase 4 is what we call post-sale marketing. And this is where you're going to turn around and create a story about the success you had with your clients based on how you marketed their house and included staging and so forth. So it's all about the success of the sale and how you can position yourself for future listing opportunities. So one key would be get a testimonial from your sellers, get the stats for your market, and turn those into marketing pieces and promos to drive more referrals, leads, and listing opportunities your way. So you want to tell your success story, know your statistics. How much faster did it sell over the competition? How quickly did it get an offer? How much per square foot did you get? How did that compare with the other homes sold in the same neighborhood? What was the final sales price? How did that compare to the prior sale for similar homes? So all of these keys should allow you to be able to create a story that demonstrates how your marketing strategies are better than other agents in your market because you're getting different results. You're getting better results. You're either getting like the best price per square foot, you're getting it sold for X amount over list, it's sold quickly, and as the market is, if a market's slower, the timing of the sale will be impacted by the staging. In a hot market, it might get an offer right away regardless, but it's going to sell for more, hopefully. So that's the goal. So you want to turn that into a story, into a marketing piece. You're looking to promote the fact that you got your sellers more and or sold their home faster and attribute it to properly preparing a home for sale using home staging services and your excellent marketing skills. Quantify your success and get that out in a mailer, newsletter, or handout. Now, a lot of people do email blasts. Emails are still a really great way to market. Postcards actually have come back more mail. People receiving mail and so forth because of what's happened the last few years. People were more in their homes and so forth. So postcards are a great way to go for branding. All of your messaging should be consistent, whether you're putting it up on social media, you're emailing, you're putting it on your websites, or you're sending a postcard out. Everything should be consistent so your brand gets out there. And then get a seller testimonial. That's really key. Get a testimonial while they're happy. When they got that offer, they're so excited. And stagers, the best time for us to get a testimonial is right after the staging's completed, when the seller is excited about how their house looked and the process and so forth. If we wait too long, sometimes that emotional, wow, we can't believe this house looks so great. We never lived like it like this. We should have lived like this all the time. People will comment like that. So we want to get our statistics and our testimonials. And Google reviews are super important. So if you can get a testimonial, better yet, get them to write a Google review for your business. You should all have a Google business profile. Yelp I don't really care for so much because, I don't know, I know they got reviews on there, but I don't like their site because your business on Yelp, if you don't pay the $99 a month or whatever the fee is now, they'll put other competitors right below your information. And so I don't think that's right. So I really don't like Yelp. But Google reviews are great. And then Facebook reviews or other social media. So get your sellers who are willing to do that. Ask them if they would be willing to do that because it really goes miles for you getting future business. Here's a postcard you could use, an example. So you have the, just sold by, your logo, I do more to get you more, and the wording and so forth. Style-wise, Canva is a great platform to use for postcards. A lot of the real estate agents, you guys have canned postcards as part of your brokerage that you can turn around and send out, but just make sure you add the key wording so you're differentiating yourself so it doesn't look like the same as everybody else what they're sending out. Marketing pieces, again, focus on the fact that you use a professional stager for your listings as they sell faster and or for more. The staging and selling cycle has begun again. So it starts all over again. So it's a cycle. Now that you've had your own listing professionally staged, you can personalize your pre-listing materials with pictures from your listing, the before and afters that you have. And this is a flyer or marketing piece that we did for my husband. It was just a quick one. Think of selling, want to buy, work with someone dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. And outstanding listing services, including home staging, which is the third little bullet down. So you want to do something like this to get the word out, and you can highlight staging. You can do the before and after pictures. The visual is also very impactful. Turn your photos, before and after photos, into marketing inserts for your listing presentation. Before and after. This is actually a true story. This house was on the market 6 months with no offers. After staging, the house sold in 3 days at 18,000 over list. That's an 8% increase. And that's the staging that we did for my husband and son, one of their listings. So that's how you can kind of tell the story. And the visual is really important. Let me help you get more for your house. Put your listing flyer in your presentation book to show new sellers how your listing looks. This seller got 35,000 more than the competition because we staged this home for sale. Now the numbers show you how much you can earn as real estate agents when you include staging. These two documents here are on the Staging University. It's called How Much Can You Earn When You Stage Your Listings? How much more can you earn? So I put these together a long time ago when my husband got in the industry of real estate, and I thought, why would a realtor want to hire us? Because the bottom line is money. Money matters to people. It doesn't make us greedy because we want to make money. But the fact is, the bottom line for the seller is that staging helps them make more money. The bottom line for real estate agents is you're going to make more money in commissions, and the buyer's agent makes more money as well. People are making more money now. Yes, we can feel sorry for the buyer because they have to spend more money or invest more money in their property, but they're buying a house that they feel really good about because it was prepared for them and they're excited about the purchase. And eventually, the market's going to shift, as it always does, and then the buyers will be in the driver's seat more than the sellers. But regardless, I put these together because I thought, how much of a difference does staging make to a real estate agent when they are staging their listings? And so at a median priced property of the median for the US, I can't see these numbers because they're super small, but I think it's right around 250,000 or something. It's 56,304 or more. And what I did is whatever the median priced property is in your area, you can do the math and come up with your own numbers. This is national numbers. So if a realtor has 2 to 4 houses they're listing per month, and all they do is add staging to that same production, and the staging helps bring an average of 1 to 17%, and I went in the middle for that percentage, and I calculated based on that average percent increase how much more commission a realtor is getting. And at 3% commission, it was something like, it looks like 1,200 to 2,800 more per month, and then at 3%, it's a little bit more. So you guys can look at the numbers because, again, I apologize. On my side on the webinar video, it's a small box. You guys are seeing the full screen. But these documents you can download, and I think they're really powerful. Stagers, these are things you should definitely download and use to help educate your realtors, because the only reason someone's going to make a change is if it's beneficial to them and their business process. And people are willing to gravitate towards things that are going to bring them more revenue. So agents are going to listen when you say, listen, I have a way to help you make, 56,000 or more in your business. Or in the next example was a $500,000 property, $500,000 property is $90,000 or more annually. And where does the or more come in? What happens is if somebody only has 2 to 4 houses they're listing and all of a sudden they start having success, what's going to happen? You're going to now get more listings than what your current production is. And so we're not talking, if you were listing a house, and I went through this earlier, if the house is 300,000 and your commission at 3% would have been $9,000, and you add staging so it sells for 350, let's say, so it's a $50,000 uplift. But let's just be more conservative. Let's say 20,000. You made an extra $600 in commission off that property, and so you might think, well, that's not that much. Who cares? Well, you do that over 2 to 4 properties. That's another $2,400 a month in commission, and then you annualize that times 12. That's over 24,000 a year that you added just because you staged to your current production. Then what's going to happen is you'll pick up more listings because you're going to be using the staging and selling cycle and tooting your horn and getting people to realize that, hey, this person's really got it dialed in. They're very successful. They're getting really great results for their clients. I want to list with that person. So now it's not the commission, the 3% for sake of example, only 3% of the overage that you get for staging, it's actually 3% of the entire listing. So instead of just looking at the little 20,000 overs, now it's let's get another property. I got another $400,000 listing I wasn't expecting. That commission on that at 3% is 12 grand, right? So do the math. It can have a huge impact financially in your business as a realtor. And I know the impact because I've lived it with my family, with my husband and my son. So these documents, again, are on the Staging University. You'll all have access to that once you complete the course. The staging and selling cycle is complete. Yay! Okay, so if you have any questions on anything that was shared up to now, feel free to reach out and ask questions, and I can clarify any information for you. We're going to go now into the Staged Homes websites for you because these are resources that come along with your course, and you're going to want to access the resources that are going to set you apart from your competition and help you do your role, whether it's a real estate agent or a stager, even better. So our main sites are stagedhomes.com, stagedhomescanada.biz. This is where the public can find you. So that it features you, your staged houses, and it's your access to the Staging University. So on our site, you'll see in the right-hand corner, I'll show you in a second, a page. It'll show you how you can log into the Staging University. And then we also have iahsp.com or ihosp.com, the International Association. You're all international members now, whether it's 6 months to a year, and you can join your local or remote chapters as well for connection and collaboration and so forth. So we have physical chapters in cities, and there's also the ability for you to remote into a chapter if there isn't a functioning one in your area. So it's great to stay connected. We also have different events and other education through IHOSP. So to get in there, you guys are going to want to write this down. Again, on the university, these are all the things that we have there for you. Forms, legal docs, staging ideas, etc. Much more. Your logos that you'll be able to brand your marketing materials with. These things down at the bottom, those are on the Staging U. Your graduation certificate, your certificate of completion will be on the Staging University that you'll be able to print yourself and so forth. Let's take a look. So this is our homepage of our site. There's a menu across the top, and this right link at the thing where the red arrow is, you're going to click here to log into the Staging University. That's the login. Okay, so all ASPs, real estate agents, stagers, assistants, this is how all of us access our private Staging University. Okay, so you're going to click on that, and it's going to open up. It's going to ask you to log in, actually. And so you're going to log in. You have to write this down. You're going to use, it's going to ask you for an email and a password. The email address you're going to use is your email address you use to register for this course. Okay, email address, and your stager. Your password initially is going to be Stager, S-T-A-G-E-R, all lowercase, Stager, all lowercase. That'll get you access to the Staging University, and when you enter the university portal, it's going to show you this, so you know that you're in. Okay, so the ASP edit page, this is the link you're going to click on to personalize your personal profile on our site. You can upload a headshot, you can put a description. This is where you upload your properties and so forth through that link. And then there's other how to stage, staging ideas, the resource center, and so forth. There's before and after gallery. So there's other links here that have drop-down menus that you'll be able to take a look at. But initially, this is where I want you to put your time at first. And as you go in, you'll see that your name will be, listed here. It'll have your first and last name. Down here, it'll have a unique number for yourself. It'll have your day that you became an ASP and your renewal date and so forth. And right down here, you have to sync your IHOSP membership. What does this mean? When you click on it, that means that the login for the Staging University and your login for IHOSP site membership is the same. So you won't have to remember 2 passwords. Okay, so it'll be the same. And then on here, we have different statistics, different portals. There's a portal here for ASP stagers only, and then for new ASP. So everybody can click here, stagers only here, because there's things in here that aren't for real estate agents. This is like big proposal templates and things that only stagers need, agreements and so forth. That they've paid for those, by the way, also because their course is a lot more than the real estate agent course. But everybody can click here, and this is where you're going to find links for downloading your certificate, accessing the logos, and so forth. You sync your IHOSP membership here and make sure to check the CAPTCHA here that you're not a robot, and it'll sync your membership for IHOSP. So it's bundled. That's a $250 a year benefit that ASP graduates get that included, and it's bundled with their ASP membership and their IHOS membership. They don't have to pay separate for both. Okay, so back to as if you logged in, I'm going to click on the ASP edit page. Or sorry, excuse me. No, new ASPs, click here, go here first. There's quick links for your short bio, feature page, our blog, and you can print your certificates. Just for stagers, marketing and business building docs and resources. You can check out the portal here to see the different companies we partner with. Go to these two locations to find documents and resources, the ASP Resource Center, like the showing instructions or those forms I just showed you, the top 10 tips for staging. So those are going to be found under these two areas here. This one has a drop-down menu, has links to key resources for you down here, so you can click on those, and so there's a lot of information on the Staging U. The Download Center, staging ideas, banners and links for ASPs, additional before and after photos, logo downloads. You want to click on that to get your logos, then high-res pictures for magazines and so forth. Educational tools to use for clients. What is an ASP? What is staging and why should you use it? The recipe for a sale. And I can't read all these because it's so teeny, but I just know there's a lot of things on this site, so I'm just doing it from memory. So those are all forms that you can use with your clients. So you can click on them, you should be able to download them. They should be PDFs, and you should be able to just download them right to your computer and be able to use them. And there's also marketing templates for the staging and selling cycle. There are marketing pieces here that are generic, meaning they have the messaging, but they're not branded with a particular agency logo or anything like that. So you can personalize those. What you want to do is you want to download them. You can turn a PDF into a JPEG. So you can actually then use it as almost like a background image, and then you can overlay your personal content and wording and so forth on top. And that's how you work with a PDF. So you can convert a PDF into an image or a JPEG or a PNG, and then you can use it as a background and overlay your items, your information on top. That same thing for you stagers, you can do that. So tons of resources for you in the Document Download Center. There's tutorials and how-tos, the class staging galleries. So those are found under those links. Let's go back to the ASP edit page. Okay, so we took a look at the home page with the different portals for ASP stagers only, and then for all ASPs, the Document Download Center, you'll be able to find a lot of things in there. So you're going to click on here to build your profile. So the ASP Edit Center, it's all about you. You're going to put your profile in. You're going to enter any cities or zip codes where you want to be found. If people are searching our site, they're going to find you by your location, the city and zip code, but you have to put the information in. And then your staged properties, and then the stagers get a featured page, which is like a mini website, if you will. So if somebody goes to search, for example, for a stager or anybody on our site, and we have a link called Find a Pro, instead of ASP directory, it says Find a Pro now. If they click on that, and they can search by city, they can search by your name, they can search by zip code. So whatever they put in, you want to match. Now, we just put 3 examples here. This obviously is my profile here. So I've got a headshot, I've got my full description, I have my different links to my website, feature page, and so forth, my property portal. So my profile is complete. And this person has a picture. They don't have any other information except for their name. And we will put the email button. That's something that we will include, is the email that you give us permission to put on the site. Now, people can't see your email. They email you from our site. It opens up one of those little boxes or something that says, if you'd like to email this person, type your content in here, and then it sends through our website. So you want to make sure that you approve homestaging@gmail.com, our email system, so that you don't end up going into spam or junk when you're getting leads from our site. But nobody can spam you from our site. We made sure to protect that. This person here, if you don't ever go in and update your profile, this is what you're going to look like. You'll have your first and last name and your designation, and then an email button, but no headshot. So if you're the public and you have the opportunity to search, and you get these different results that come up, who are they going to call? Who do you think they're going to pick up the phone and call, or check out their profile and so forth? They're going to pick the person who's complete. This person doesn't look. There's nothing to compel them to even contact them. You don't even know where they're located. But here they have a headshot and a description. Now I do recommend, because you only have 600 characters for your short bio, is what we call this short bio here, 600 characters including punctuation and spaces. I do recommend you put your phone number in as part of your description. Why? So that people don't have to go to your website and try to find your information, because after about 2 to 3 clicks, they're like, you know what, I don't care anymore, and they're going to go find somebody else. So put your phone number in this so people can easily contact you through the site. And then the rest of the description you can come up with on your own. It's usually like you can put it in the I form, like I'm a home stager or I'm a realtor serving the greater Chicago area, and I work with builders or work with sellers and buyers throughout the region, and I love what I do, or whatever you want to say, you know, and I especially value home staging because it helps my sellers net the most on the sale of their property, and that's a standard part of every property that I list and sell. It's my marketing strategy. So whatever wording you want to come up with. If you're a stager, I'm a stager serving the greater Chicago area, and I work with realtors, builders, sellers, and investors to prepare occupied and vacant houses for sale. Give me a call. Would love to work with you, etc. So you want to have a little blurb on there so it doesn't give you a lot of content, so be succinct, but you will get leads through the site if or when you build out your profile. On the same, when you click on the ASP edit page, this is what actually shows up. So you'll upload your headshot here. So this is where we're going to say edit photo. Initially, you're going to have an ASP logo here. So you're going to click edit. You're going to upload your picture. Make sure it is a vertical picture, not horizontal, because the box is a certain shape. And if your picture is horizontal, your head is going to get stretched like you're a cone head. That's how you're going to look on the site. So make sure it's a vertical headshot, and pay attention to the dimensions that we say. It needs to be a JPEG, not a PNG or a GIF, etc. So read the font, the text here in red. We'll already have your first and last name in here. We'll have your email address that you registered for the course. Okay. You'll be able to customize your login information. You can change, if you want to change the email address for the public to find you, you can do that. You can change your password. Don't leave it as stager. You can change it to something else. You have control over that. So down here, you'll have your phone number. Again, we don't publicize that. You'll have to do that yourself if you want people to call you. Your website, if you have a website, you can put that on and that button will show up under your profile. We don't publicize your street address, but we like to have it in case we need to send you something. And then your login is going to be your email address and your password. So you want to make sure that you, if you change, you want to change your password, just keep track of it. And so this is your login email. The other email that was above, that's the email that if the public clicks to ask you to work with them or ask questions and want to work with you, that's the email that they will use. So make sure that if you change your emails, that you change that so you're actually getting the leads that are coming to you. Your current ASP status will be listed here. So I'm a stager, not a realtor. I am a, what does that say? ASA, no, I'm not, but I'm a master. I'm a member of IHOSP, etc. So you'll see the different things that check for your profile. This is where you're going to put in your short bio, your 600 characters. You just type it right in. I recommend you do it in Microsoft Word first. Type it up, make sure it's not more than 600 characters, copy and paste it into this little box. There's no formatting allowed. You can't bold or anything like that. It's just going to be straight text. This is where you would actually list and add your properties. So you're going to start off with 25 given to you, and you can ask for more as you go along, but you can put all your properties in here. And then your property statistics, also you can click and see how many views and so forth you've gotten on your properties over time. Okay, then you hit the update button. Make sure you hit the update button so it saves everything in here. All right, now let's look at ASP service areas. You need to select this tab, My Keywords, in order to add your cities and zips in. So you can see all the things I put in. I put all the cities that I serve, the zip codes that I serve. You can add or delete over time. This is not where you would put words like home, stager, real estate, seller, buyer. It's not the same terms like you would tag or use for meta tag or keywords for websites. This is strictly geographic. You have to put them in. You have to put them in one at a time. Okay, so here is, whoops, I can go backwards. All right, so on that page, what you're gonna see is you won't have a list of cities and zip codes. You're gonna have a grid that you have to fill in. It's 10 squares roughly, 10 lines. So you just list, 10 cities, hit enter, 10 zip codes, hit enter, 10 cities, just get them all in there. Make a list of all the places you want to serve. You can do counties even. Again, we're not going to, if you say, like I live in Douglas County in Colorado, so if I wouldn't just put Douglas County and think like, okay, they're going to get, Stage Homes are going to get all those cities that go with Douglas County, and so I'll be found. No, you won't, because we're not going to do that. We don't know the city. So you need to put all that in there manually. So it does take time, but once it's in there, it's saved. Do not forget to hit the update button. As you go along, you need to hit that update button, and you're going to see the cities and zip codes populate under, where it says ASP service areas. You're going to see everything start to show up. Okay, so you'll know it's working. Please, please don't forget to hit that big update button. Because if you don't and you leave the site, everything you put in is gone because you need to save it. All right. So again, if you have any questions, it's pretty self-explanatory. It does take time. The thing is, our site is very search specific. So if somebody goes in and they're looking, they want to find, let's say they're in Chicago and they want to find a stager or a realtor, and they go to our site, find a pro, and they click on the direct, they put in the parameters. They don't know your name, so they're probably going to put in a city and a zip code, or maybe just a city. And you have to match exactly what that information is. So if they put in, Chicago, or they put in, Oak Park, and you don't have that matching city because you didn't bother to put it in, but you do serve that area, you will not show up. It doesn't even matter if you put the zip code in, because they didn't put the zip code in. And if they put Oak Park, Illinois, or Oak Park, and they put a zip code in, if you match that zip code, you'll show up. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're showing up no matter what people are putting in, whatever parameters, because it's very search specific. The Staged Homes Properties for Sale portal we've talked about is complimentary for you as an ASP real estate agent or stager. And when you upload your properties, you get 6 images you can upload. So it's only after pictures go in here, only after, because this is public. The public can come and search for staged properties. You can actually you can put an MLS link in here. You can embed videos and in the descriptions, you can embed things. So videos or virtual tours and so forth, you can actually embed them into your descriptions. So you want to show just the afters, and they have to be low resolution, so they can't be big fat high resolution pictures. So do the low res pictures so they won't suck up a lot of space on our site. So just follow the instructions. So every property you get up to 6 pictures, but again, you can add in links to the MLS, links to your website. You can put in an actual video, a slideshow, a movie, whatever you want to put in. You can put that in, you can embed it. So the public can search. You do a short description and then a long description. So the short description, you can't put anything fancy in there. It's just a quick description. But the long description is where you can embed the virtual tours and so forth. You can put the coding in for that. You must have the listing agent's information to go on our site. So obviously, agents that are in this class, that's you. So you'll be shown as the listing agent. When I, as a stager, upload a property, it says property staged by. When you upload it as an agent, it says property listed by. So if I have property staged by as the stager, I have to put the listing agent's information on here so the public can find the realtor. We don't take the lead and say, hey, agent, somebody wants information on your listing, pay us $30. We don't do that. It just goes directly to you because your information is on the site as the listing agent. So as you get in, as you graduate, get into the Stage University, start poking around, a lot on there, and make sure to get your ASP edit page and your profile done so you can get leads and be found for business. Now we do have vendor discounts. These do change over time. PODS is one we've had for a very long time. Portable on-demand storage, we get 10% off the first month and 10% off the delivery, and the 10% off the first month storage. So these are great for your clients who are selling, and these add value to your business to give them discounts. The 1-800-GOT-JUNK, they were giving us 10% off their services. College Hunks Hauling Junk, 10% off. Sherwin-Williams, 30% to 57% off on paint and supplies. 30 to 57, that's the highest discount in our industry that I negotiated with my husband and the Sherwin-Williams people, because we've been with them for over 15 years. We've had this relationship, and over that time, I estimate we brought them millions of dollars in business, easily quantifiable, with all the stagers, everybody referring Sherwin-Williams and giving out paint recommendations. Whether you're an agent or a stager, it's your friend, whoever it is, we're giving out paint recommendations. We're driving business to Sherwin-Williams, and so it's like viral. It's like this viral army for them that we just go out and it just spreads, and they're not doing anything we're the ones doing the marketing. We're sharing it with our members who are then going out and sharing Sherwin-Williams. So they gave us a very good discount because we deserve it. And then units is like pods, so it's storage containers. So they, any place in your town where you have services where they can support the sale. So it could be moving services, storage services, packing, painting, any of those things. You can negotiate on your own a regional discount or a discount with that provider because you're bringing them business. And when you pool together with other members of our association and our graduates of our courses and so forth, there's power in numbers. So, look to do that in your area if some of the companies we have aren't in your area. I know there's Smartbox, Pack Rat, they're on the East Coast. They have come to our classes and sponsored many, many times. And so most any company like that is willing to, they will have a discount. Maybe they already have one in place for realtors. Stagers, you may have to set that up for your business, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And I think a minimum 10%, or oftentimes they'll do like second month free of storage or third month free or something like that. So they're willing to give some sort of an offer, but then you turn around and it adds value to your business because you can then offer this to your clients and when that other people are not doing. MRD is staging insurance. Why do you need staging insurance? To protect the property in process and to protect the things that the company owns, the home staging company owns. So realtors, this is super important. Some stagers, a lot of stagers don't have insurance, and if they come into a property and they damage that property, it's a bad situation. You need to ask for insurance. A stager will have a staging insurance certificate they can share with you. I have up to $2 million in liability coverage, which means if something happens in process, we damage the property, that's up to $2 million in coverage per incident. My items are also all covered. When I got started in staging, inventory, staging items, staging supply, staging things, decorative things, they were not covered. So when they got stolen or damaged, it was just a total loss. I had no recourse. About 10 years ago, the insurance companies finally recognized, maybe we should partner with these staging companies and help them protect their investment, because the items that we use for staging, they're not, I'm dodging the word inventory because it's actually a bad word for business, meaning from a financial standpoint, inventory is product that you haven't moved yet. And so it's a liability. Okay, and a couch, a chair, those are income generating assets for a staging company. Any items that we put into a property is an income generating asset. So for tax purposes, it should be listed as equipment, not inventory. And we'll get more into that on the third day. But you need to be insured. Protect your process, protect yourself, because let's say you're the stager and you damage a property, you don't have insurance coming out of your pocket, and that could be thousands of dollars, and you don't want that liability. A typical insurance policy, this is KMRD Partners, is one of our partner vendors. It's about $500 a year. So it's not expensive, and it will save your rear end from really paying out the nose if you have some incident that happens that you're responsible for. I'll give you an example. This is how people are, but there was a property that was staged. It was in on the West Coast, and anyway, the stager had staged. It was vacant, and the agent who had the listing had another agent hold the house open for them. And so this agent decided to light one of the candles. It was a prop that the stager brought, and this agent then forgot to blow the candle out, and the house caught on fire. And fingers were pointing like, who's responsible? Is it the agent that stupidly didn't blow out the candle, that chose to light a prop? Or is it the stager who brought these items in but never intended the candle to be lit? And when the dust settled, and the attorneys and so forth, guess who was held responsible? It was the stager. Because if the stager hadn't brought the candle in to begin with, the realtor couldn't have lit it. That was the logic. So when I heard that, I went out and pulled all the wicks out of my candles because I don't want them lit. So that's just an example of why. And she had insurance, so she was covered, but it was quite expensive. And so thank God she had a policy. So things like that can happen. You just never know. It could be even if there's floods and so forth, when there's hurricanes, stagers in those regions, they have damage to their items. They have insurance policies to cover. So no matter what state you're in, KMRD can write a policy. So realtors, you want to ask about the insurance policy. And one of the reasons why it's so important that you're not the one working in a property in your homeowner's house. If you damage something, you're not covered. Your E&O insurance does not cover you for you damaging something in your client's house. Let's say you're moving a piece of furniture and you scratch the wood floor and it has to be refinished. That's not covered under E&O. It would be covered under a staging insurance policy. I would get it paid for if that was me as the stager. So that's yet another reason why you want to bring a staging person in to be the person doing the work, so you're not exposing yourself to unnecessary liability. And it could be something that even breaks, some priceless thing that breaks in the client's home innocently. And so just don't expose yourself to liability. I believe if you really want to be the one working on your clients' houses, you need to get a policy then to protect yourself from liability, because stuff happens, as we know, unexpected happens, and you don't want to be caught and then have to be paying for it. How you get more information, this is their phone number here. It'll also be, it's in your business manuals as well, so you'll be able to contact them. So the website support, you can read the information in our manuals. There's FAQs, video tutorials, and so forth in the support center, or you can contact staff. This is the last resort because we have tech guys, but they're paid to design our sites, and not, they're not staff that answers phones and so forth. So there's plenty of answers. If there's something you have a question on, somebody else has already asked it and it's been answered in the support center. So go there first for any kind of help. The ASP logos and usage. You'll be able to download those from the Resource Center. It's going to say Staged Homes Logos and Usage, and the logo that you have access to will show up for you. So if you're a real estate agent, this one's going to show up, not that one. If you're a stager, this one's going to show up and not that one. ASA, you're going to have the round logo, not either one of these. And it's in different formats. You got TIFF format, so you have high res and low res. Low resolution, you want to put on websites and so forth. They load up quickly. High resolution is for print media, your brochures and business cards and so forth, so it's crisp. You'll be able to download those. And your certificates also can be found downloaded through the new ASPs. Click here, you go into that location, you'll be able to download your certificates. The BTS, we actually just updated that. It is 4 hours of education covering, it's actually the 7 demographic groups, who's buying what and why, property styles, etc. So I just updated that. The logo actually has changed as well. But anyhow, it's a really great add-on education. And this is through, you can get to it through Staged Homes, or iHosp also offers it on their site as well, the BTS. LHS, the Luxury Home Staging Specialist designation, is 3.5 hours of education covering these different topics. Agents, stagers, either one of you can take this. Same with the BTS, it's not stager specific. This is just added education. And the LHS, at first you're designated LHS, the logo looks different, and then you have to submit 3 luxury properties that you've either listed or staged to me. And I evaluate them, and then I will send you, once you're approved, you will get your certified LHS luxury logo. Investor Staging Consultant, that's another designation we have, 3.5 hours of education, and these are done at our conferences. So these webinars are various speakers sharing on these different topics and from our conferences. So every year we have a large home staging conference. This coming year it's going to be in February, end of February, so it's usually like late winter, early spring, and so it's fabulous. We have a great time, and you're going to love it. The STRS, the Short-Term Rental Specialist designation, is 2.5 hours of education covering what to do in short-term rentals. This is more stager specific. The Cultural Diversity Expert designation for both agents and stagers. This is an excellent session. This was from our conference, and we go over the Asian, East Indian, Black culture. Also, Hispanic was added in there, and then inclusivity and diversity in a changing world. Our keynote speaker went over this. So it's a really great session. And you really learn a lot from the different speakers who are from those cultures, who are sharing insights into, things that are good to do or not so good to do when you're coming to the home, and whether you're a real estate agent or a stager, and things to look for. So I learned a lot, even though I've been in business a long time. The Senior Specialist designation, it's a 2-hour webinar, how to work with this market demographic, whether you're an agent or a stager. So it takes you through and the issues to understand when working with the elders. And it's one of the largest growing segments of our population. So it's not a bad segment to be in. However, it does require special, things to be aware of, and hand-holding and so forth. So some people don't like working with the elderly, but if you do, it's a great market segment to carve out. The SMS, Sales and Marketing Specialist. This is our newest designation as of our last conference. So it's a 4-hour session. There's a discovery session that was my session for the conference. Social media strategies with an amazing speaker, and we're going to have him at our conference again. He's so knowledgeable about strategies for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so forth. Leveraging your network and marketing like a boss. Those are the different topics covered. I don't know if this So ihospconexpo.com, we've been hosting conferences since 2003, and they really are a celebration of our industry. And real estate agents come, stagers come, you meet people from all over United States, Canada, so all over North America. People from South America are going to come. People from Europe will be there. So it's going to be a really great time. I have not announced the call for speakers yet, but I will be doing that. And so, if you're listening to this, depending on the timing and so forth, register for that, because it's conference topics that are pertain to any type of business owner. It's not always staging specific. And plus we have our vendor expos. A lot of our companies will be there displaying. You could purchase things there, and it's just fun. We have an awards dinner, which is the masquerade ball, the Mardi Gras masquerade. So it's just a lot of fun. No other group does a conference like we do. They have elements that are similar, but they don't do the whole entire thing. And ours is truly like it's a production. I mean, we got lights, camera, action, got music, and so it's going to be great. In New Orleans, who doesn't want to go to New Orleans? It's a great city. It'll be right in the French Quarter. We have discounts on the hotels, and right now tickets are at a great price. They continue to go up as we get closer to the conference. Social media, we're all over social media, including TikTok now, so you can find us. Our YouTube channel, would love to have you find that and subscribe. We have Facebook, different groups that you can join as an ASP. They're in your book. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google My Business, which those of you that are actively working on that, awesome. If you don't know what that is, we have other information on the strategies using that on our Home Staging Talk Show. That's the iHosp site. When you log in to there, this is where you go to that site, excuse me, you're going to click on there to sign in using your credentials. And when you've synced your membership, it will be the same email and password that you use to get into the Staging University. You have different information on here. Welcome to the International Association. We have different banners on the sides. You can kind of poke around in there. And the wholesale program, the shopping program, the different benefits down here that you can see. So there's a lot of information I know that I'm giving to you in a short period of time. Explore. That's what I'm an intuitive learner. I just start poking these. What does this do? What does this lead? What is this information? And so you can find the things you need for your business. So iHosp has the events tab at the top. It also has education. All of those designations are listed under education. You can register for those. They range in price from anywhere from like $175 to maybe $395, $400 tops for the additional education and designations. Each one of those gives you a new logo, designation, and credentials that are niche specific, that set you, that put you even more as an expert in your business. We do have a foundation. It's a charity, so a charitable organization, the iHosp Foundation. So every year we do a Worldwide Staging Service Week. Worldwide Staging Service Week. It's usually September. It's in September, right around 9/11 is usually when the events are held. And so they're usually organized at the chapter level, but anybody can participate in, we call it WWSSW. Anybody can participate. And so you could go work at a food bank and volunteer under the auspices of the iHosp Foundation. It's a nonprofit. We have a tax number you can use to get donations from people. And again, the chapters largely organize service projects. And it's really wonderful to give back to your communities. So it could be a day you're giving back. It could be maybe an extended, maybe it takes a week to finish the projects. But we've done everything from VA centers, homeless shelters, senior centers, pet shelters. We did a homeless shelter in my area where we painted 13,000 square feet of wall space. We refurbished their entire common areas. We went into their rooms and we did bedding and just made things look nicer for all the people there. We did a classroom for them, so it's really rewarding to give back. So if that's something that's on your heart, the Worldwide Staging Service Week, IHOSP Foundation, you can donate to any time of the year. All the money that goes into the foundation supports Worldwide Staging Service Week. So we run projects again around the globe, and you can learn more about that on the site. All right, this is our second to the last slide, people. Next steps, you're going to access the Staging University. So once you graduate from the webinar, you need to let us know that you've completed it because it is self-paced. Once you've completed it, then you're going to get access. You'll be given access to the Staging U, and you're going to put your email in the word stager, again, all lowercase, to access. Then you're going to sync your membership. Create your Asp-Re bio, because realtors, you're graduating at this point, unless you're taking the other half day. Upload your headshot, add your cities and zip codes, go to the document download center. Your Asp-Re outline is there. So you can actually download the outline for this course as a PDF, and it has the information we went through, plus the staging criteria and other information. So it's about 60 pages. You're going to sync your IHOSP membership, create your IHOSP bio. So on the IHOSP site, you can also have a headshot and a bio. That does not transfer over from the Staging University. You have to do it again on the IHOSP site because they're two completely different sites. Your login does match up, but your information does not. So you want to upload your headshot, and they use a gravatar, if you know what that is, to find your image. So you'll be able to be found. You can put your service areas on the IHOSP site as well. We have something called fast track sessions, focused accelerated stager training. Those are additional webinars on specific topics such as getting paid, marketing, understanding personalities, overcoming objections, etc. So I think there's 9 or 10 fast track sessions. Join the social media groups and pages. Come to the IHOSP conference. It's amazing, really fun, high energy, lots of knowledge, high level education for beginner, intermediate, advanced. Whatever you're doing in your business, you're going to learn something. And then earn added designations to serve your clients even better. So with that, thank you for joining us. ASP Real Estate Agents, Accredited Staging Partner Real Estate Agents. If you are just taking the one-day course, you are now officially graduated. You're done. Make sure that we know that you're completed your course. There will be a test you have to take. It's an open test just to make sure you paid attention, so it's very easy. And you have to score a certain, I think it's 70% or higher. But we don't try to trip you up. It's just to make sure that you were attentive during this webinar. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to meet you in person. Bye, everybody.